The world knew Peppa Pig as a cheerful little piglet who loved jumping in muddy puddles, but few knew the dark truth of how she came to be, the secret the creators buried beneath bright colors and cheerful oinks. Long ago, before the cartoon ever aired, there was a small rural farm in England. A young girl named Isabella lived there, a quiet child who loved animals, especially pigs. She had a pet piglet named Peppa, whom she adored. Every day they played together, rolling in the dirt, laughing as only a child and her beloved pet could. But one winter night, tragedy struck. A terrible illness swept through the farm, taking the lives of many animals. When Isabella woke up, Peppa lay still in the hay, unmoving, cold. She screamed for her parents, but they told her the truth. Peppa was gone. Heartbroken, Isabella refused to accept it. She spoke to Peppa as if she were still alive, whispering stories into the dark corners of the barn, convinced her pet could still hear her. Then the whispers started whispering back. One night, as she lay in bed, Isabella heard soft giggles from outside her window, high-pitched and familiar. Peppa's giggles. She ran outside, but the barn was empty, except for a small trail of muddy hoofprints leading deep into the woods. Her parents told her it was just her imagination, but Isabella knew better. Something unnatural had answered her grief. Days later, a stranger arrived at the farm. He claimed to be an animator, looking for inspiration for a new children's show. He had seen Isabella playing in the fields, talking to something unseen. He smiled too widely and spoke in a slow, deliberate tone. "Peppa? That's a lovely name," he murmured. "How would you like Peppa to live forever?" Desperate to keep her pet's memory alive, Isabella agreed. She shared all the little stories she had told her piglet, her family, her adventures, her love for jumping in muddy puddles. The man listened, nodding, taking notes. Then Peppa began appearing in Isabella's dreams. At first it was comforting, her friend was back, but soon the dreams twisted. Peppa's round black eyes grew too wide, her smile stretched too far. Her voice, once sweet, became a deep, distorted echo. The cartoon debuted a year later. It was an instant success. But when Isabella watched the first episode, her blood ran cold. The Peppa on screen spoke exactly as her Peppa once had. The stories were the same ones she had told her pet. Every detail, down to the smallest oink, was eerily accurate. Then Peppa turned to the screen. "Hello, Isabella," she said, smiling. "I never left." Isabella screamed. Her parents tried to calm her, but that night she disappeared without a trace. All that remained was a single trail of muddy hoofprints leading deep into the woods. And from that day on, Peppa Pig became the most cheerful, friendly show on television, hiding a secret no one would ever suspect. But if you listen closely in the static between episodes, you might hear it. A giggle, a whisper, and a voice calling a name that has long since been forgotten. Isabella. The end.